with me throughout the sands of time. Love me through the dark desert night. Hold me close, be my partner in crime. Love like glue, the bound water tide.
I just need to know that you're gonna be ride or die. If kingdoms turned into dust, would you still be my ally? If life wrapped its hands around my neck, bow tie, would you still love me? Just let me know if. What up, Pride? It's your boy Amari, back again with another reaction video. Today we're getting into another Hamilton part. We're doing another one of the workshop slash animatic slash deleted song slash these videos that we've been doing. I don't remember what part we're on, maybe 8 or something. I appreciate you guys' patience. It's been a little while since I've gotten into this. These take a really long time to film and edit, and my life has been very crazy as of late. A lot of stuff has been going on, so I appreciate you guys' patience, but we're getting back into them, and we're going to be making the rest of these with a lot more frequency. So thank you so much for your patience. Without further ado, let's get into this, see what they have for us today. I'm really excited. These have been super awesome. Just peeking behind the curtain, peeling back all the different layers of what went into the decision-making process that got us the final song. So thank you so much for being here. Without further ado, let's get into this. I'll see all you guys on the other side.
Two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a bar, diametrically opposed foes.
We get Burr turning around and being like, hey, 2 Virginians and an orphan or whatever. Or no, he said 2 Virginians and an immigrant enter a bar, and then the joke proceeds. Okay, I appreciate the cue in there to be like, hey, don't pause yet. Y'all know me so well. It's embarrassing, okay? Am I really this predictable? Yes, I am. Obviously, the choice of changing bar to room, the bar part makes it sound more like the setup to like those jokes, you know, 3 of this type of thing walk into a bar and the joke proceeds, as I said in that reaction. Super cute guy on screen. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so the changing it to a room makes it sound more political, I guess, and also fits with the rhyme scheme and the overall theme of the song, the room where it happens. So that makes sense. I have been very consistent throughout this entire process that I think additional context being added to the songs very rarely hurts the songs. And in this case, that's what they did by adding the initial Burr and Hamilton introduction section where and all he had to do was die. You know, that part, we should give it a try. Whatever it's, I can't think of it right now because I have my brain does this weird thing where I can't remember lyrics unless I'm listening to the music at the same time. But that part of the intro, I think, is very important for, one, highlighting the change in Burr's perspective, which I touched on in my reaction to that part, and also setting up the prodding of the bear from Alex to Burr's psyche, which led him to this, like, the room where it happens moment. I think all of that context makes the eventual evolution of Burr's mindset more distinct, clear, and impactful. And so I really like that they made the choice to add that. It's, I don't know, 15 seconds worth of dialogue that they added into the beginning of the song, but I think it highlights so much that is changed and so much that is like actively changing, and also foreshadows what will then go on to be changed in the future. So yeah, very important section there that I'm glad that they added. Then the joke proceeds.
Or did you know even then it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. capital?
'Cause we'll have the banks. New York is undiminished.
You got more than you gave.
Checkmate. Game finished.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
Okay, hold on. Oh, hold, class. Let's take a pause. Okay, so here, obviously, he changed the rhyme scheme on both of the couplet because you change one of them, now the other line doesn't rhyme. So they had to change both. They're in the same spot. New York is undiminished. To be honest, this New York is undiminished would have made more sense to me in the moment because I don't know if you guys remember, I was pretty confused at this part. Like, what's in the same spot? How did he get more than he get? Like, he gave away the capital. That's kind of a big deal. And a lot of people in the comments tried to explain it to me. I'm being real with you. I still don't get it. I feel like the South getting the capital is kind of a big deal. I also feel like it was very important for our country to separate like our biggest city, financial sector, etc., and our capital. A lot of countries don't have that. They have all of that in the same place, London, Paris, so on and so forth. And so having those things separated actually protects us some. It insulates us some from like war, invasion, etc. because you have more big prime targets that you have to hit, siege, whatever the case may be. That aside, this part I still don't really get, but the old lyric of New York is undiminished. I feel like that was a good lyric, you know? And also undiminished is like just it's a good word. It's, you know, you guys know me. Like if it's an interesting word, your boy gonna find a way to put it into my writing. And I really appreciate when Lynn works just interesting words into his writing. And so same Spot. Spot is a dog's name. That's not it's not a very interesting word. Okay, next line. Finished, undiminished, finished, and then got, spot. It's not, you know, it doesn't have that same pizzazz. Checkmate, game finished. There's also a lot of chess references throughout the course of the musical that for whatever reason I'm now blanking on, but there are other ones in the musical, some that have been cut out in these like deleted parts, and then some that were left into the final version. I like this version better, like this part specifically, not the other stuff I talked on, but this specific line right here. And then this goes off the rails. Like what happens here?
Game finished.
I wanna be in the room where it
Workshop does not, sorry, I get, you know, Leslie starts singing, I get distracted. So I got to pause him right there. Workshop does not include the entire section where Hamilton says, you get nothing if you wait for it, which, as you guys know, was a big deal for me. Because I was like, yo, you asshole, what are you doing? Why are you egging him on like that? So, yeah, all of this context that they added. I don't like the lyric changes, but the context that they added in the later version of the final version of the musical, I am all for all of that.
you got more than you gave.
Checkmate. Game finished.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
Ooh, it's a little flurry.
Look, Grandpa's in the paper. War hero Philip Schuyler in danger of losing Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr. Grandpa might lose his seat in the Senate.
I thought he was unopposed.
Not according to the paper, he isn't.
Go make sure the door is closed.
This is all different. Sorry, I don't really listen to this song that often, to be honest. It's like a minute long. It's not. There's so many bops on this. I can't listen to all of them that often, okay? But I know that those lyrics are. It's the same melodic progression, but it's different lines. So hold on. Oh, obviously, Patreon exclusive moment. Every time I do this, every time I pull out my phone, if you see me look at my phone, it's going to be a Patreon exclusive moment, because if I show this on YouTube will nuke me. That's what they've been doing to my videos. Okay, guys? So don't be mad at me. It's not my fault. If I could, I'd show everything to everybody and then just not make any money off of it. But I can't. So I have to put it behind a paywall so they don't nuke my channel. So, okay, back to what I was saying. The grandpa's in the paper, war hero, Philip Schuyler loses Senate to young upstart. Why am I reading it? Just play it. Philip's voice, dude. It's ridiculous. Okay, go make sure the door is closed. Got changed to, I'm sure he already knows. Not according to the paper, he isn't, which I think that was the daddy's going to find out any minute. I thought he was unopposed. Sometimes that's how it goes. It got changed to sometimes that's how it goes. Grandpa just lost his seat in the Senate. So that's the only part that's the same. Grandpa just lost his seat in the Senate. And then the next three lines are all swapped out for other things that rhyme but are different. There's different lines. It's basically saying the same thing, but they're different.
War hero Philip Schuyler in danger of losing Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr. Grandpa might lose his seat in the Senate.
I thought he was unopposed.
Not according to the paper, he isn't.
Go make sure the door is closed.
Further down, see Schuyler has a challenger from New York.
New York
For Senator Burr.
Okay, so this is interesting. The part where they introduce it, where it's like, might lose his seat to war hero, whatever. You know what I'm saying? War hero Philip Schuyler might lose his seat to young upstart Aaron Burr, is what they say here. That section and these lines following are like kind of setting up like, hey, this is about to happen. This is a possibility that could happen. Whereas in the final musical, it's like, no, it's happened. This is a thing. It's done already. The votes have been cast. The tally has been tallied. And Burr is the next senator. So I'm not sure why they changed that, but sure.
Challenger from New York.
New York
For Senator Burr.
I gotta find Alexander.
Let him know we're on his side.
No, he'll consider this a personal slander. I've gotta stop a homicide. Look around, we should look around. Let's go and find your father down in New York.
New York. Burr, since when are you?
Oh, no. No, 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 no. It's so much better in the final verse. Like, right? Like the way it leads, our Senator Burr. Like it needs the connective tissue there is so effective, right? It's a fake out. It's like it's good. It's not really a fake out because you know our Senator Burr, but the way it leads into a different interaction with a different character saying Burrs. I love when that happens in movies and TV shows. So obviously I love it when it's happening here. It's just, yeah, it's better. It's better in the final version. Although I do like the comedy of Eliza needing to stop a homicide and the foreshadowing because there is a homicide between these two men, in part due to political issues. But it's not who you think it is, Eliza, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. There's a lot of people on Team Burr. That's a whole other conversation. I'm not here to litigate that again, okay? I'm just saying, for Eliza, it would be unfortunately, because obviously she would have preferred her husband to not die tragically after her son died tragically over basically the same thing in the same situation. It's terrible. It was at the same place too. That is forever a haunted location. Okay, this section right here. I like this animatic, especially because it's like colored. A lot of the animatics are not colored. They're using like a very interesting like tone type of thing where it's like all of these are like reddish pink tones. And then when Burr and Alex popped up, those were like bluish tones, right? So it's like kind of setting the scene. Although I would say personally, I think this should have been the blue scene and that should be the red scene because Alex is like furious versus, red. Fury, anger, whatever. But that aside, I really like that this has like some form of like color gradient to it. And also that, again, it is enhancing the humor via the visuals. This moment right here, like that's hilarious. This whole section right here is great. Shouts out to my compliments to the chef on that one because this part is really funny. Oh, I just thought about the fact that I should totally play this part that I'm saying is better than what we eventually get. So I'll replay this part here so you guys can hear it, and then I'll play the part on my phone that is in the eventual part. So you can see like the drop down into the next section is so much better. It's cleaner in my opinion. It's cleaner here probably, but I like it better in the final version because it's smoother.
Burr, I gotta find Alexander.
Let him know we're on his side.
No, he'll consider this a personal slander. I've gotta stop a homicide.
Oh.
Look around, we should look around. Let's go and find your father down in New York.
New York. Burr, since when are you a Democrat?
Okay, so there's that. And then here. You see what I'm saying? So like there's a little extra section in here. You know me, I'm usually always for the additional extra. I'm an extra individual, okay? So I like the extra content. But I just don't like the sacrificial lamb being the Senator Burr, like dropping into the Burr. Also, the fact the drums and bass line, like that whole drop section happens as we drop into the conflict between Alex and Burr gives like extra weight and emphasis to it. I just like it better. It is better in my opinion. So yeah, this is cool though. If I didn't know this other version existed, I would have been like, oh, this is so cool. I like the little flurry of almost rapping that we got from Eliza there. But unfortunately, I know a better version exists. So here we are.
a Democratic Republican?
Since being one put me on the up and up again.
No one knows who you are or what you do.
They don't need to know me. They don't like you.
Excuse me?
Old Wall Street thinks you're great. You'll always be adored by the things you create. But upstate, you're the rascal who trades away the capital.
Wait.
The asshole who taxes the alcohol.
I've always considered you a friend.
I don't see why that has to end. A Senate seat was up for grabs and I took it. It's not my fault. People think you're crooked.
You're gonna make a fool of me through my father-in-law?
Well, there's the kid who almost shot Charles Lee in the jaw. My God, your pride will be the death of us all. Beware, it goeth before the fall.
Alexander, there you are.
Lie.
This is like, there's like so much extra. There's so much more meat on the bone in this. I am shooketh. Like, where did the rest of the song go? Like, y'all, why was all of this cut? Like the alcohol, blame it on the alcohol. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, we needed that reference for the culture. Like, I don't understand why was the I understand why it was cut before all of you guys like the musical's already one of the longest musicals in history. I got it already, okay? I know, but I don't care. Make it longer. Make it 5 hours long. That's what I needed. Yes. My reaction video series would have been approximately 100 parts long, but whatever. You're still watching, so you would have watched it. Yeah, there's like so much extra stuff in here. I don't get it. Why? We got the additional taxes on the alcohol. We got, I'm pausing a lot during this song, but like a lot of changes have happened in this song. Why they do my boy Leslie Head like that, though? He looks like a whole cashew with hair. That's crazy. Anyway, you always be adored by the things you create. That's the same. But upstate, you're the rascal who traded away the capital. That's new. The asshole who taxes the alcohol. They didn't do it that many times, but like in my brain, that's a reference to Blame It. That's what that song's called, right? Blame It by T-Pain and Jamie Foxx. And then I always considered you a friend. This is basically the same. I don't see why that has to end. That's literally the same. Ascendancy was up for grabs and I took it. I think that's basically, he says basically that same thing. It's not the fault people think you're crooked. He also says that. This whole part right here is different though. Like all of this, there's the kid that almost shot Charles Lee in the jaw. Why can I not talk? Charles Lee in the jaw. Yeah, this is, I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to it again. I'm not gonna. You get the point. I like it, but I feel right. You get it. This didn't have to be a minute-long song. Maybe I'd listen to the song more if all of this was in here.
When ascendancy was up for grabs and I took it, it's not my fault. People think you're crooked.
You're gonna make a fool of me through my father-in-law?
Well, there's the kid who almost shot Charles Lee in the jaw. My God, your pride will be the death of us all. Beware, it goeth before the fall.
Alexander, there you are.
Liza.
Forgot your papers, Mr. Bird, good sir, it's been so long. How are the Theodosians?
As a matter of fact,
the Theodosians is so cute. Okay, all right. I know this is taking forever, but like, dog, that's so, I love Eliza. Everything about her, bro. She's perfect. I'm just saying, she is.
Liza.
You forgot your papers, Mr. Bird, good sir, it's been so long. How are the Theodosians?
as a matter of fact, my wife has taken ill.
Oh.
I'm not surprised, what with the chill, you'll send her our regards.
I will.
And how's your daughter?
She's my pride and joy, fluent in French and Latin.
So am I.
She's the same age as your boy.
Yeah, one day he'll run
We
Manhattan.
must be going, Burr, but send your girls our love.
Nice to meet your son.
We're not done, Mr. Burr, sir.
Hun.
If I were you, I'd stick with her, sir.
What in the hell was that?
Yeah. What in the hell was that? Is the correct response here. Wow, we get a little bit of diplomatic Eliza, a bit of like Tiger Mom Eliza there at the end, where she pushed old boy Philip Jr. What do you? Is there a name for when you're named after a relative that's not your direct parent? I don't know. Whatever. Philip, not Jr. Technically, his mom's name is Philippa. Okay. Anyway. And obviously when she was yanking Hamilton away, this expression here, whoa there, whoa, correct response. My boy was about to turn into putty. Anyway, Burr egging on Alex is just dumb. But that aside, this whole moment here was quite necessary. It was. It gives us the additional context for Theodosia Senora, whatever, the mom, passing, and Burr's like, oh, I need to take care of my daughter, da-da-da-da. Like that in the final battle, right? Which a lot of people in the comments have said that they believe that that was an excuse. Doesn't matter. The point is it adds extra context to his thought process in that moment, and informs the viewers, the audience, who aren't fluent in history on what happened to Burr's family before it becomes crucial. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I like more Eliza moment. You're not gonna get me to say, hey, you should have cut out this Eliza moment. So Dad just said that. You're such a liar. I literally just said that earlier. Again, I would have been fine with them keeping the earlier Eliza and Philip moment that led to this moment here, because I actually really like this. I just wish that they would have still dropped it down into like for Senator Burr situation. But I guess it doesn't make sense when you're saying for Senator instead of our Senator, but whatever. The point is, this section here was really cool. This animatic is dope. I really like the way that it's drawn. I like the color scheme of it all, although I would have swapped the color scheme of the two parts. But regardless, I just like this. This is a very visually well done animatic. So shout out to this person for that. Okay, next song that I saw said something workshop deleted. So here we go.
In the hell was that? What in the hell are you doing downtown? Don't you know that Burr is gonna run against your father to humiliate me and try to bring us down? I will not let our family be embarrassed like this. I'll grab a pen and paper, let the whole world know. You swing at my family, you better not miss. You better have another punch to throw.
You could let it go, stay alive for me. Let it go, live to fight another day. People will always be critical, they'll make the personal political. They're trying to knock you off your pedestal, your pinnacle. Let other people be cynical, let it go. You're smiling because you know I'm right.
Ha!
And you know
I'm smiling because I know you're right. Alex may be too proud to admit it. I am not. This is a great woman. If he listened to her more, he would not have been dead. Deaded. Died. Killed. I agree with her. I get where he's coming from, because I'm also like hyper protective of my family specifically, like more so than I am even of myself. I think part of this is Alex trying to be protective of himself because he keeps making this about him, and in a way you could argue it is, and I think I did in my actual reaction to the musical itself. But he keeps being like, oh, he's trying to come at me through my family. Oh, you're going to try to make a fool out of me through my father-in-law. Like, you know, he keeps like making it about him. But at the same time, if this is about family, you should also be hearing what your family is saying is important here. And not every battle needs to be fought. And in this case, with Let It Go, the lead up to this is Burr is running for Senate. Not that he has already like achieved that position, but if he has achieved it, then like you've lost already. That battle is lost. Time to try to figure out how to win the war. But in this case, I guess he's going to try to do what he did when Burr was running for president later in the musical, which is use the power of the pen to derail his political ambition in that moment. But yeah, anyway, I like this. There was like a little like high note that had some great vibrato on it from Philippa on one of the, I think it was Let It Go's. Anytime I hear the phrase let it go at this point, I get like Vietnam flashbacks of Elsa. So it's it's hard for me because it's not just this song. It's like anytime I hear somebody in life say let it go, I'm just like let it go, and it's like, you know, it's just, yeah. So that is throwing me off a little bit, but other than that, this sounds nice. Also, there's like a Stay Alive reference in here somewhere. Just Stay Alive for me. This is a whole bunch of, the whole musical should just be titled Hamilton Foreshadowing the Musical, because like every song is foreshadowing something else, but this one obviously foreshadowing the other big political locking of horns between Burr and Alex and what that eventually led to. But just interesting.
Embarrassed like this, I'll grab a pen and paper, let the whole world know. You swing at my family, you better not miss. You better have another punch to throw.
You could let it go, stay alive for me. Let it go, live to fight another day. People will always be critical, they'll make the personal political. They're trying to knock you off your pedestal, your pinnacle. Let other people be cynical. Let it go. You're smiling because you know I'm right.
Ha!
And you know if the president were here.
Burr's gonna. Sorry, Burr. Wait. I should probably listen to my wife. Yes! Yes, you should. Burr's gonna be the end of me. Ho, 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 ho. There's a little foreshadowing there, too, Mr. Animator or Mrs. Animator. I'm not gonna assume your gender or whatever, but, you know, I see what you did there.
Because you know I'm right.
Ha!
And you know if the president were here, he'd tell you the same thing.
No, the president's not here.
I heard about Burr. You didn't kill him, did you?
Were you here this whole time?
Let it go, stay alive for me.
Let it go. Let it slide right.
Let it slide right by.
You don't have to bring a gun to a knife fight. It's not a case of your money or your life right.
You know you really ought to listen to your wife, right?
I know.
So let it go.
Talk less. Burr. Smile more. Burr. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. Burr.
What song is this like eventually in the actual musical itself? Because it's not when he's running. It's when he's running for president. It's not when he's running for Senate. So I like that they kept that because, again, direct references to his mindset, his approach to politics, a reminder to the crowd or teaching of the crowd, if the crowd is like me, that Burr basically created the political campaigning that we have now, at least in America. I don't know if political campaigning was a thing in other countries before this. I'm sure it was. I'm not saying we created the idea. I just mean like at the current time with democracy and whatnot. There weren't that many democracies in the world at the time that we had. It might not have been a thing, but political campaigning, as far as like democratic elections, Burr, he was the start of that. So I like the references to that, and I like that they kept that in the musical itself. But I cannot remember what song that happens in. I just know that it was him going against Jefferson, not him going against the Schuylers, or specifically Philip Schuyler.
Talk less. Burr. Smile more. Burr. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. Burr. Shake hands with him. Burr. Charm her. Burr. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Senator Aaron Burr.
Oh, what does this say? What this word right here? This one. Oh, hey, look at technology. I can highlight it. Can you see that? I can see it. Anyway, yes, my highlights are a reddish tint instead of blue because I'm obsessed with the color red. Anyway, I think that says "Oh Precious" Leslie Odom Jr., but I'm not sure. You should listen to his songs. Yes, and I plan to, for the record, for everybody who's recommending Leslie's songs, because I love his voice, obviously. But I am trying to make my way through this. This has already taken long enough, guys. Okay, Give me some time. I'm gonna get there. Okay, I promise.
Hands with him. Burr. Charm her. Burr. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Senator Aaron Burr.
Body know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can learn to let it go.
Look around, how lucky you are to be alive right now.
Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow.
If somebody tries to lay you low, let it go.
Snowflake.
The issue on
Okay, so yeah, that was really good. I like that. I wish they would have kept that. I get not every song could make it, and again, as a musical creative, not even all of the songs I create make it. In fact, I currently have songs right now that my mom is still like, hey, when are you going to put that song out? That song is great. It needs to exist. And I'm like, no, it doesn't fit all of my albums are concept albums. It doesn't fit the theme. That song is good, but yeah. So my point is, I get the idea of making and then choosing to not include or release a song. But from the fan perspective, I like that song a lot. And I do think it further highlights and foreshadows things that are conflicts in the relationship between Alex and Burr, like the fact that Alex is taking everything that Burr does politically personal, and the fact that like a lot of the stuff that Burr does politically is in fact personal. And Eliza says you shouldn't make the political personal, or shouldn't make the personal political, or I don't know, something. It was in there, okay? There was a little alliteration, but I don't know what I was saying. But Alex seems to listen this time, but then like eventually go like off the rails, which I think also is important for the like progression of their dynamic, to be like, hey, this is not the first time that something like this happened, and I let you slide last time. I listened to Washington. I listened to my wife. No, like he said, if you're going to throw a punch, you better have another blow or something like that. And then Washington flips that boxing/fighting analogy into letting them know that you can take a body blow, which is fair, but also is definitely not Alex's personality, which I get and they get, because everybody who knows and loves him was like, hey, did you kill him? Like, he's gonna kill him. It's gonna be a homicide. Like, everybody knows that he got a couple screws loose. But with that being said, I think that having Let It Go in there really highlights the fact that like all of this is building. Does that make sense? The entire musical is obviously like a build towards the end, but some of the things that are cut out, either sections or entire songs, remove some of the steps in that build. And obviously, if you're creating a ramp, the ramp doesn't have to be 100 feet long. It doesn't have to be 800 feet long. It doesn't have to be the length of like the airport scene in Fast and Furious 6 or whichever one it is, where they're like on the airport runway for like 30 minutes of the movie. I get that the buildup doesn't have to always be as long as possible, but I do enjoy these like little moments, especially knowing where this goes and like what the final conclusion of this is. And I do think that those moments have power. Also, back when I was reacting to the musical, this had like additional motif references in it that I would have been freaking out over, like all of the talk less, smile more, which I talked about when it actually does end up in the musical itself. The stay alive, the look around, that was in there. There was another one in there that I'm missing, but you get the point. There are a lot of, every time I see parts that he cut out of the musical, I also see additional motif references that he cut out of the musical, which some of them are replaced by just like sliding them down into parts that are kept, but some of them are just like gone. And so instead of the look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now being used like 80 times in the musical, it was instead used only 70 times in the musical, you know? So very interesting, but I really enjoyed that. I would have loved to hear how it musically developed when we got the final version of it, because all of these songs, even from like the workshops, have developed. Even the little part of the room where it happens that we did get to hear, the music is leveled up. It's the same general thesis, you know, it's the same general idea, but it's got a little extra on it in the final version. So I would have loved to hear that be leveled up. There are certain transitions in that song, like the part, actually, no, that's not even, that's the end of the old Schuyler defeated song. But the transition from Eliza and Philip into Burr and Alex is good and smooth. Not as smooth as the final one we get, but that's smooth. But the transition into Burr and Alex, their conversation, when Philip and Eliza show up, that was like a little rough. And then the transition from that song into this song is also a little rough. And I feel like those would have been smoothed out more in the final version. So that would have been interesting to hear. Also, when Washington shows up, I get that it's like hey, we were just talking about you and now you're appearing. There's that trope has a name that I can't think of right now, but like where you like mention a character and then they like pop up a second later. Whatever that trope is, that happens there, and the music changes as Washington comes in, and I'm fine with that. I get that, but I just think that transition would have been smoothed out as well. So I say all that to say that I like the song a lot. I do think that it would have been cool to have it in there, but I also see like some of the rough, unrefined edges on the song that I do feel like would have been massaged down a bit in the final version, because that's what they did with all of these songs.
Body know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can learn to let it go. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow. Let everybody know you can take a body blow.
If somebody tries to lay you low, let it go.
The issue on the table. France is in the middle of their own revolution. Do we commit aid and troops to this alliance, or do we declare neutrality? Remember, my decision on this matter is not up to congressional approval. Secretary Jefferson, you have 45 seconds.
Interesting. So they added some extra stuff earlier and then took out the only. It's not up for congressional approval. The only person you have to convince is me, is what he says in the final version, right? In Cabinet Battle 2. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. So the way that he words it is, I guess, more accessible here. Do we provide aid and troops to our French allies, or do we stay out of it? We understand that. Do we commit aid and troops to this alliance, or do we declare neutrality? He does later say, like, once he makes the decision, like, hey, Alex, draft up something, a declaration of neutrality. But this here, for those who don't know what a declaration of neutrality is, this in the intro of the final version kind of tells you more so like what that would be, what that stance would look like, staying out of it, obviously, more colloquial jargon. And then he says, remember, my decision on this matter is not subject to congressional approval. The only person you have to convince is me, which, again, for the people in the audience who aren't following along as closely or don't understand politics and or history as much, having those little extra tidbits of explanatory, hey, this is what that means, I think is like very impactful. So I like the decisions that they made there on the final version to add those lines there.
France is in the middle of their own revolution. Do we commit aid and troops to this alliance, or do we declare neutrality? Remember, my decision on this matter is not up to congressional approval. Secretary Jefferson, you have 45 seconds.
And if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson.
Guessing that was the same.
Secretary Hamilton, your reply, 45 seconds.
Let it go.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think, should we honor our treaty king?
Okay, so he hears his wife's voice in his head for just a slight moment there. Just a reminder, hey, let it go. He's like, yeah, actually, about that, this mother. Yeah, so that's great. I laugh every time I hear that song. I laugh every time. It's so funny. Like, it's so, oh man, that's a great moment.
Out of your goddamn mind if you think, should we honor our treaty king Louis's head? Oh, I can't hear him. He's super dead.
Enough! Hamilton is right. We're too fragile to start another.
I can't hear me, super dead. Do whatever you want. I'm super dead. They're about the same.
Super dead.
Enough! Hamilton is right. We're too fragile to start another fight.
But sir, do we not fight for freedom?
Sure, when the French figure out who's gonna lead them.
The people are leading.
The people are rioting. There's a difference. And frankly, it's a little disquieting that you would let your ideals blind you to reality. Hamilton,
Sir.
draft a statement of neutrality.
Our poorest citizens, our farmers live.
Okay, so obviously the timing there isn't as smooth as the eventual version because they haven't performed it as many times. I get that. The fact that they took off the whole rant that was basically my rant, which was the Lafayette rant, abandoning him, which so many people felt so strongly about. I don't care. I'm not going to debate you in the comments on this video as well. So if you feel some type of way about it, you'll feel some type of way about it. But that point that I made with the Lafayette thing, the fact that Lafayette's actor also makes that point in the part of Thomas Jefferson, I feel like is very apt for people like me, who was also like, bruh, didn't Lafayette have your back? And it gives Alex the opportunity to explain his side of that, to basically be like, hey, Lafayette's gonna be fine. Spoiler alert, he was not fine. He was in jail, okay? But that aside, yeah, I think that's an important moment there. Again, I'm generally not for, like, when they cut stuff out, I'm almost never for it, okay? All of the additional context, I think, adds so much to it, because that's just how my brain works. That's why I talk so much. That's why my songs are structured in the way that they are. That's why my life is structured in the way that it is. Like, so I think that those moments are important, and I think that they add to the narrative of the musical. And so I don't know why I couldn't think of the word musical for a second, but yeah, I think they add to the narrative of the musical and the general audience experience, because it answers questions. It addresses and then answers questions that certain audience members, like your boy, may be having.
Our poorest citizens, our farmers, live ration to ration as Wall Street robs them blind in search of chips to cash in. This bitch is asking for someone to bring him to task. Somebody give me some dirt on this asshole so we can at last unmask him. I'll pull the trigger on him, someone load the gun and cock it. While no one was watching, he got Washington in his pocket.
Okay, so yeah, it's worse. It's like you took away some of the alliteration while we were all watching. The final version is what that says. This says while no one was watching, which is, it's close, but you know, there's an additional W in there, so it's obviously better because, well, you guys have heard my music. Well, I'm assuming most of you have heard my music. I'm all for the additional word trickery in the songs, in lyric writing, and this whole section here, like this song, obviously, but this whole part of this song is really like a flex, both in Lynn's writing ability and Diggs' rapping ability. And so any toning down of it is going to be a no for me personally. And then we also have this section here. Dirt on his vacuous mask is like one of the best lines in the entire music. This whole section here, the writing is just incredible. And this part also doesn't have as many internal rhymes. And so I also, again, the word trickery, I like it. All of the additional writing tricks that are embedded into this section, I think, enhance both the intensity of the moment and also the overall experience of the musical, because it's just another mind-blowing moment, you know? Oh man. Oh, that's funny. And that's really good. Obviously, it changes up the flow some. The actual rhyme scheme also gets changed. Hold on. Where am I? Okay. We're going to listen to it because, like, I can't. Yeah, we're going to listen to it. But that whole section is incredible. It, like, Madison really, he did his big one on that. The final version. This one is also really, really good. I think I prefer the final version, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna test it out real quick. We're gonna A/B it, and then I'll get back to you and let you know. It's disgusting, dude. Oh, and also the fact that it's not just Oak rapping this section, but it's like a back and forth between. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This section was cool here, but like, right? It's so good. Okay. Also, the fact that we get the doubling of the government size flurry, like right off the rip, like he comes in swinging. You feel me? So ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. I don't know. That's probably better.
to have Washington on your side.
I used to write with him, imbibe with him, and ride with him. I find myself on the side of a sizable divide with him. Now set your sights on a scenario where every Hamiltonian plan is implemented. That's where we're headed. He's doubled the...
Okay, so that's where it's headed, and then, you know, we get the, yeah. I really like this whole section here. The amount of internal rhymes just, like, tickles my brain. I used to write with him, hold on. Yeah, I used to write with him, imbibe with him, ride with him. Obviously, that's a 3-part internal rhyme there with 3 syllables. Write with him, imbibe with him, ride with him. Okay, you got that, right? And then we have, I find myself on this side, which rhymes with ride, of a sizeable, which, you know, side, size, it's another rhyme. Divide, which is another, this is I'm saying it's a hard-eyed rhyme there. Divide with him, so back to the ride with him, imbibe with him. Like, does that make sense? This whole section right here, this little flurry is fire.
Deny. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
I used to write with him, imbibe with him, and ride with him. I find myself on the side of a sizable divide with him. Now set your sights on a scenario where every Hamiltonian plan is implemented. That's where we're headed. He's doubled the size of the government. Wasn't the trouble with much of our previous government size and taxes? Yet he acts as if he has exclusive access to the facts. Well, the fact is, we can't relax. He likes taxes so much, can we enact an asshole tax?
It must be nice.
Okay, I don't like the flow of that section as much as what we actually get in the musical itself. And obviously, it takes away like the hardest punching part of what we eventually get, which is the flow and the like straight up punch out of nowhere of the government size part of Madison's bars, right? But I do like that ride with him, imbibe with him, well, write with him, imbibe with him, ride with him, leading into side, sizable, and then divide with him. That whole little line right, that was cool. They could have kept that in there, just like, you know, put it in a different place. What they should have done is like how they slid that part forward, slide that part forward, and then do the ride with him and buy with him, that whole internal rhyme thing just later. So then you get the dope out of nowhere drop into the flurry of rhymes with the government size. And then also that would rhyme with the size and buy. It does rhyme because obviously they were written together, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's my personal, like basically just smash the best parts of the two things together. And then the taxes part, that's cool. I also like the embedded humor of the asshole tax. That's super funny. So yeah, I actually like this version a lot. And again, if I did not know that the other version existed, then I wouldn't have like thought, oh, what if you move this over here? Like, cause I would, you know, but now that I know, I really like this part so much. It's so good. It's better. I'm sorry. I forgot all that was in. That's crazy. That's wild. I can't believe I doubted you, Lynn. I am so sorry. It's better. The whole ride, imbibe, right? It's cool. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. You was flowing right there, right? But nigga, that's crazy. That whole section right there. I can't believe I forgot that part, that ending part of that verse was in there. And also it shifts the more intricate rapping mostly onto Diggs, who that's his thing, right? And so, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Yeah, that was wild. I'm so glad I let that finish because I was about to be talking out the side of my neck. Y'all, any of y'all who weren't ready to fight me for saying that version might not be the better version, what are you doing? Okay, hold me accountable. Okay, remind me when I be messing up. Okay, I probably just opened up a huge can of worms there. Whatever, you get the point. I really like that version. And I should also listen to that song more because it's great. Okay, anyway, it must be nice to hear the incredible version that ends up being the final version is what this song should be called.
Access to the facts. Well, the fact is, we can't relax. He likes taxes so much, can we enact an asshole tax?
It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side. Look back at the Bill of Rights,
Which I wrote.
the ink hasn't dried. It must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
Let's follow the money.
Okay, so they flipped the two choruses, which I wrote that is the earlier one, and then the invisible whatever is said in the second chorus there was the first chorus and ends up being the second chorus. Okay, again, my exposure to like the other version is so much higher, so I'm just gonna say I like that one better. Nothing was cut; they were just swapped. So this one's fine.
On your side.
Let's follow the money and see where it goes. Because every second the treasury grows. If we follow the money and see where it leads, get in the weeds, look for the seeds of Hamilton's misdeeds. This immigrant isn't somebody we chose. This immigrant's keeping us all on our toes. Let's lower his stock in the eyes of the nation with misinformation. First we diminish him, then we finish him. He wants to reinstall the king.
He's secretly getting it done.
I hear he's
Hey! Okay? No, hey. That's Bron. Okay, I see what you did there. He was making it. Okay, I rock with it. This is so funny because I was literally wearing a LeBron shirt, I think in my last video, and in the video where, like earlier, that is referenced in this video. Maybe that's why you thought to put this in here, but that's whatever. I'm not even talking to the rest of y'all right now. I'm talking to the person who makes these for me. Thank you. I needed that. That was dope. I like what you did here. Apparently there's not like an animatic or whatever for certain parts of this, which is why you had to use GIFs and parts of the musical itself, and then like you built your own little thing. It's cool. I like it, and I like that you included Bron. So yeah, this is great. I'm going to hear the additional lyrics here, but I was distracted, okay? So I needed to get that out so I could hear what the lyrics was saying. That's so funny. It makes sense because, again, I was wearing a LeBron shirt in the clip of my video that you referenced earlier in this process. So that was probably like fresh in your head, but I like that you did it anyway. That's dope. And this is a hard picture as well. He looks great.
Immigrants keeping us all on our toes. Let's lower his stock in the eyes of the nation with misinformation. First we diminish him, then we finish him. He wants to reinstall the king.
He's secretly getting it done.
I hear he's George Washington's illegitimate son.
We don't know where he's really from.
We have to stop him soon.
They're saying my mother's a negress.
I hear he's an octoroon.
He wants to confiscate your property.
I don't know what these words mean. First off, negress, that definitely got to be a slur. That's crazy. Nope. I don't know what it means, but I don't like it. I know that for sure. I know my spirit, my ancestors, not rocking with it. I know that. I should probably look that up so my joke makes sense. Let's see. Negress sounds right. Negress. Definition. A black woman. I knew it. I knew it. I felt the bigotry in my bones. I'm so smart. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's wild. Anyway, wow. Negress is, I have never heard that in my life. I've met some very racist people. I've met some very racist people in the comments of these videos. That's wild. Negress, that's crazy. Where did you find it? Lynn, how? Where did you get this word? That's so insane. It says offensive and dated. So it is a slur. I am so smart. That's crazy. Wow. I just knew. I knew it. I felt it. Okay. Oh, wait, give me a second. That's wild. I felt it. Like my ancestors tapped me on the shoulder. I entered the avatar state and they just told me, they calling you. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, that's wild. Yeah, they already called his mom a whore in the musical, so might as well just continue it. Y'all got to put some respect on Mama Hamilton. This is getting out of hand. Okay, this is wild. I know they cut it, but it was written. Okay, it was written. It was performed. I'm seeing it. This is wild. This is wild. Okay, back to the point. Okay, they're saying he's Hamilton's illegitimate son, which I feel like confirms my son theory, right? Not that he's his actual son, but like father figure. It was a whole thing. Okay, I talked about it a lot. You should know what I'm talking about. I feel like that's confirmation that just makes it canon. Is what I'm saying. So, because it's a direct reference to the aspect of the father-son relationship that others in universe are commenting on because they see it as well. So, point Amari. Okay, let's continue.
He installed the king.
He's secretly getting it done.
I hear he's George Washington's illegitimate son.
We don't know where he's really from. We have to stop him soon.
They're saying my mother's a negress.
I hear he's an octoroon.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure out what this is too. Octoroon also sounds crazy. If octoroon ain't a slur, I'm a kangaroo. Okay, Octoroon. How do you even spell that? Octoroon. Octoroon is a historical, now widely considered offensive, term used to describe someone of 1/8 African ancestry and 7/8 European Octoroon. 7/8 European ancestry. It was part of a system of racial classification based on the idea of blood quantum, assigning individuals to categories based on perceived racial purity. The term, along with others like quadroon, which I have heard before, mulatto, which I've obviously heard before, I've been called before, is rooted in a discriminatory system of racial hierarchy. Wow, this is some real Salazar Slytherin stuff going on here. Lynn, I know you're a fellow Slytherin. Why? Look, why? This is crazy. I get it. He's not. I'm choking. I get it. He's not glorifying it. It's just crazy that he went and found these words. I get they were relevant at the time, but it's just I've never heard octoroon in my life. And again, I've been to my face called a mulatto. I have never heard negress. That's crazy. This one, I was like, okay, this sounds like it might be a slur, but it also might be like not like a bigotry. Like they might just be like attacking him in a non-racial way. Negress, I knew. I felt it. Okay. All of the percentages of me that are black was like, nope, not that one. No, sir. So yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
They're saying my mother's a negress.
I hear he's an octoroon.
He wants to confiscate your property.
What will you do?
He wants to abolish slavery.
That one's actually true.
No. Oh! Now follow his money and follow it through. Oh! Now follow his followers, see what they do. Oh! Let's show these federalists who they're up against. Oh! Southern motherfucking Democratic Republicans. Oh! And if you begin to feel pity or shame, oh! Remember that Hamilton's doing the same. Oh! He's digging for dirt, he's looking for every time we lied. Oh! Everybody's got something to hide. It must be nice, it must be nice.
Follow his money and see where it goes.
It must be nice, it must be nice. The emperor has no clothes.
Washington knocks us down. We take it in stride. Still, it must be nice.
Is this AI? Because they I don't know which one is which. Which of these is Jefferson and which of these is Madison? Because one of them got a whoa there. My boy got a third leg, literally. That's crazy. That's wild. His leg is coming out of his armor here. I appreciate you making this. I just want to say this is hilarious. This is a hilarious image. Yeah, that's wild. That's that's so funny. Okay, we're gonna get back to the musical, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't comment on this, right? Okay, let's continue.
Democratic Republicans, oh! And if you begin to feel pity or shame, oh! Remember that Hamilton's doing the same. Oh! He's digging for dirt, he's looking for every time we lied. Oh! Everybody's got something to hide. It must be nice, it must be nice.
Follow
follow his money and see where it goes.
It must be nice, it must be nice.
The emperor has no clothes.
Washington knocks us down. We take it in stride. Still, it must be nice, it must be nice to have Washington on your side.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, that little in there was dope. Yeah, I don't like the. I'm gonna say this now because I'll probably forget in the outro. So you're just gonna watch a black screen while I talk. Okay. I like the reference to the part where he says, everybody has something to hide. I think that was Diggs and maybe Burr harmonizing with him. Somebody was harmonizing with him, but definitely Diggs was in there because Thomas Jefferson, we already know he has something to hide. And we, throughout history, have dug up a lot of his skeletons. So I feel like that's like really relevant and apt. It also shows their mindset to be like, oh, it's just politics. It's nothing personal. He's doing it to us. So it's fine that we're doing like the shady, sketchy stuff to him. Yeah, I liked all of that. It kind of throws my brain off, like how much of this song was like restructured, like stuff was moved around, this was moved here, that was moved there, the bridge was moved to after the verse instead of after a chorus. The two choruses, well, the first two choruses are swapped. The final like outro flurry, a lot of it is moved around and then some stuff is taken out. But for the most part, I really like this version. In fact, I think I would like this version equally as much as the other version, with the exception of the absolutely insane flurry that is Diggs at the end of the second verse and the back and forth like handoff rapping, tag me in style rapping of just like the entirety of the second verse. But this version is super, super cool, has a lot of interesting stuff in it, and resulted in some like new lines and me learning some new racial slurs. So overall, very informative video, very, very cool. Now time for the outro. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was really good. I wrote down what the songs were that I reacted to in this so I could like actually go through and like give my final thoughts on them, because sometimes I have trouble remembering what I react to in the outro. But starting at The Room Where It Happens. I only got a piece of that, but I love that song. I feel like from the piece I heard, the final version like musically is better than that version, but still it's mostly the same. We had a slightly different flurry on Leslie's I Want to Be in the Room Where It Happens, and I love, like, I truly, it's one of my favorite parts of the musical, that part of that song specifically. So it's not better in my opinion, but I do like what they did on that. I do think it's good. It's just it's not what we got, you know? But overall, that was cool. They also, like, they took off the beginning section of that song, which, again, context, it's always better. But overall, we didn't get much of that. I don't have much thoughts on it. It was good, and it ended up being great. After that, we had Schuyler Defeated. And Schuyler Defeated was very different. Like, I think that was the most different song as far as like entirely new sections added to that song, which is so important in my opinion. All of the additional context. I'm so glad that these exist. Like, we got the previous versions released to us, because these additional moments that were cut, I think, add so much to like the lore of what happened. And so the fact that super fans were able to like experience this, hear it, see deeper into what Lynn's thought process was, I just think it's like so incredible. You know, it's so great for the fans. I don't know how this stuff got released. I don't know if it got leaked or if it's like there was an official release or it was like for an anniversary of some kind, which I do know that there's an anniversary coming up soon, so that's cool. But yeah, I really like that version a lot. I think I like it overall better than the final version we got, and all of the additional Eliza moments, the little Philip moment, Burr talking to Alex's family, Alex about to lose his absolute mind on Burr. All of it is just so great, and it leads perfectly into Let It Go, which I thought was a really good song. I really did enjoy it. I do think that, again, it could have, if it had made it into the musical, I would have zero qualms with that. I think going from Schuyler Defeated into Cabinet Battle 2 is fine, but going from Schuyler Defeated into Let It Go into Cabinet Battle 2 is just better. it's better in my opinion. And so, yeah, rip to that song. Very good deleted song. Lots of good singing from specifically Philippa. Like she owned that song. That's her song. Okay. So, yeah, overall, really good song. I also really like the animatic on that. I think that was the best animatic of the day. Just had really, really clean art. No. Not for Let It Go. Sorry. The animatic for Schuyler Defeated had really clean art. The color palettes were very interesting, very expressive, added humor, and very interesting like eye, facial, visual imagery in that one. So overall, really, really cool there. The animatic on Let It Go was okay. It was okay. It was nice. And then we got into Cabinet Battle Part 2, which I think, again, the end Lafayette context conversation, so important, so impactful. That is like the general theme of these reactions to like the demos and workshops and whatever, is like any additional information we get, I'm usually like, yeah, I like it. Give me more, please. Please, sir, may I have some more? And so that version was just, yeah, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. And also, as the video pointed out, like for some reason, Washington is like obsessed with time in that version. So, yeah, that song worse than the Broadway version, whereas Schuyler Defeated, which is the song right before it, is better than the Broadway version. So, balance to the force. And then right after Cabinet Battle, what did we get into? Oh yeah, Washington on Your Side, which is crazy. Like it's so good. It's so good, and yet somehow not as good as the final version, right? That's wild. Although I do, again, like all of the additional extra moments, especially towards the end, all of the stuff that they had to like clip art and do the visuals in that part was all really, really good. I don't know why that particular animatic, for whatever reason, did not cover that entire song. So it's kind of like a Frankenstein monster of the animatic and like some additional visuals and some like black screens with text or whatever. But I appreciate this video so much. It was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I've been enjoying this process a lot of reacting to this, and the visuals add so much to it. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this, coming along on this journey with me. We have lost a lot of people during the process of watching the workshops and demos. So if you are still here, it really, really does mean a lot. I'm hoping it will pick back up when we get like into the actual mixtape itself, but we'll see. But in the meantime, you guys have been rocking with me, ride or die, on these videos, and it really does mean a lot. So definitely make sure to leave a scissor emoji, because I feel like there was a lot of cutting and pasting in this particular video, as far as the sections, as far as the lyrics, so on and so forth. A lot of stuff was moved around, removed. So post a scissor emoji in the comment section down below if you have watched until this point in the video, to let me know that you have watched until this point in the video, so I can thank you personally for watching. It really, really does mean a lot. And it also tells the algorithm, hey, I enjoyed this video, push it out to more people so more people can see it, and that helps the channel a lot, and it's free. So, you know, drop a scissor emoji in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, not to miss more content like this. A lot more Hamilton content coming in the near future, so definitely make sure to subscribe, not to miss more content like that. But thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you all the guys here on the channel next time. Have a great day.
Twilight, these skies no blues. A new love, but we know that it'll cruise like time in a queue. Wet shampoo, new bamboo. Much more of it will ensue. I'm caught in this trance in lieu of sinking down in the stew. You change up the brew, now life tastes so brand new. It's delicious like fondue. Under the moonlight tonight, stars and hearts shimmering. You illuminate who I am. You're a bad light. You are my midnight.